Hey everyone, this is the Geeky Panda here. Now, ComiConn at Foxwoods Resort Casino has already ended, but this time around, in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys what my opinions are of this convention, what my review is, and ultimately my suggestions to hopefully help make this convention better. Now, first and foremost, let's just get right into it. Alright, let's start off with some positives for ComiConn. First and foremost, there was a lot of parking options. Because it's at the Foxwoods Resort Casino, you got multiple garages, including an outside parking, so you don't have to worry about trying to find a parking spot. There's tons of options there for you. Also, there's a lot of on-site food options as well. With some conventions, food might be a hard thing to find. There is plenty of food there to be had, with different kinds, from quick takeout to, in-room dining, all of that stuff. Also, you have a very fast and efficient security line. That's the one thing I was really got to give it to the security there, that they definitely fixed the issues from last year and they made the line much more efficient and much better, including they separated the line for the general admissions and VIP instead of having everything all on one thing. Alright, let's go with the negatives now. First and foremost, the venue is extremely small. ComiConn there's really no room to grow here. They have a limited venue, so if there was a lot of people like last year, it would have been extremely crowded to be in, but this year wasn't that bad because not many people came compared to last year. Also, it's just limited space for stuff like panels and other rooms or events as well. Also, the on-site hotel rooms was kind of costly and expensive. You were better off staying off-site at a hotel and just driving to the resort for a cheaper price. And also, again, this is what I noted from last year, which sadly they did not fix. The main entrance line to the convention went straight into the dealer's room again. I don't know why they did this. This was, again, this was a pretty stupid idea, because if a lot of people came, that dealer's room would have been insanely packed to the point where it could have been a safety issue as well. So I hope in the future that the line goes into the pre-ballroom area and then give, hey, there's an entrance and exit to the dealer's room right then and there, so it makes it easy for them. So, also, next up is that the convention closes at 7 on Saturday and 5 on Sunday. Now, this is a 2-day convention, and for those who are expecting any night to late night panels or events, the only thing that they had to offer was a 10 p.m. dance party on Saturday night, and that was really it. At 7 p.m. the convention closes, so all you were really left was just checking out the resort, going back to your hotel room, or just leaving entirely. With that though, it would have been nice to have some late night options. Also, there wasn't much to offer as far as content goes. Granted, yes, they did have some things you expect from ComiConn, but there were a few things, including, like, when I was there on Saturday, I basically saw everything within the first hour, which is kind of bad, because after that it's like, okay, what else is there to do? There was some games there, but not really a game room. Most if not all the games, just on one table with like a rock band thing right beside it. That was it, which was kind of a letdown. It was just kind of light on content, if I have to say. Like, yeah, there were panels and stuff like that, some interesting and cool ones too, but just, just not a lot of stuff to keep it going. Okay, a few things to note. The attendance wasn't as high as compared to last year. Last year was chaotic because there's so many people going to it, and the lines were long. This year, there wasn't as many people. After the first initial line that everyone was in, the lines were pretty much, just walk right in. The convention combined with the content amount of people there kind of felt underwhelming. Also, there wasn't as many cosplays there as I noticed. It was kind of light on the cosplayers, to be honest. There are you don't get any badges unless you get the VIP package. With the VIP package, you do get a badge. I know congoers out there love to collect badges. It's kind of like your badges of honor, basically. But sadly, you're only able to get it if you get the VIP package. It's an okay, at best, this is an okay small convention. It's good for first timers who are considering of going to Comic-Cons and just kind of want to get their feet wet a little bit before they go to the bigger stuff like New York. But, for first timers and families, this is kind of perfect. It's a 2-day convention only. You only really need to go 1 day, to be honest, but that's it. For con-goers like myself, who go to multiple conventions a year, have, experience and all that stuff, and travel throughout the US or abroad, it's not really worth going to for the 2 days. Like, at best, maybe the 1 day or half a day. Like, the only reason why I was able to go, because it was literally only 15 minutes away. It was in my own backyard. So it's like, I'll check it out on Saturday, and I was supposed to go Sunday, but I got a little sick, so I wanted to play safe because, you know, con play. Now, here in this segment are my suggestions for the convention to help make it better. First and foremost, please, for the love of God, do not have the main entrance line go into the dealer's room. Again, if a lot of people go, like last year, it could pose a safety issue with a lot of people in one room. It was very crowded. This year wasn't that bad. It was there were some, you know, gridlock moments and all that stuff, but you know, overall you can pretty much, you know, go through the dealer's room just fine. Other things that I suggest is offer some nighttime panels or events. When the convention closes at 7 and there's literally nothing else to do except a 10 p.m. dance party, well, people are going to be like, okay, I don't want to go to a dance party. Is there any late night panels? No? Okay, I don't know what to do. Maybe just stay in my hotel room for, you know, for the rest of the night here, you know. Just offer some more content. This will help expand the content for the convention. Also, promote yourself more. There wasn't really any big major promotions of this. Like, granted, yeah, there was some stuff on social media, but they really don't make them. They really don't have a presence, you know, in the convention scene, except with stuff like, because of the company that it's under. The company also does conventions like Rhode Island ComiConn, but other than that, promotion-wise, it could be better. Also, I would suggest having a dedicated game room. They did kind of had it, I believe, in the first year at Foxwoods, but other than that, you know, one table and a couple of game consoles ain't gonna cut it. Like, having a dedicated game room, at least it'll add more things to do there. Also, this is obviously going, you know, before I, you know, acknowledge the elephant in the room, have some more dedicated cosplay content, including a contest. You get more cosplayers on board if there's a cosplay contest to show off their craftsmanship and be awarded for it. And include cosplay judges as well. With that, the elephant in the room, it needs a bigger venue. I cannot say this enough. I've looked at it from different angles. It needs a bigger venue to survive because, again, last year it was more crazy because there was a lot of people going there. This year, it was not that many. It felt underwhelming with just the people there. Now, this is kind of like a rock and a hard place, you know, because I honestly cannot see this Comic-Con surviving at Foxwoods if it stays there. Unless it, you know, they have an expansion of their convention center to include more, to make more meeting rooms, which, you know, be great for everyone. I just cannot see it. Either they expand the meeting room convention area, or they move to a different location. Like before the resort, they were actually at the Hartford Convention Center. It was a big place. It was great. They had a main hotel there with the surrounding hotels. You know, you can work a lot with that venue. Other things to note, because of the size of this Comic-Con, it's relatively small compared to the competition out there. Comic-Con is going up against, you know, not only locally in its own state with conventions like ConnecticCon or Terrificon, but also in the New England area, stuff like Boston Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, even with itself Rhode Island Comic-Con. So again, like I said, I wouldn't really recommend going to unless you're a first timer, you're with a family, or you're like right there and maybe only for like a day, and that's about it. Nutshell. If I was to be honest, I just cannot see it growing. Alright, my final thoughts. Now, again, this is a perfect convention for a first-time congoer or for families. If you're in the area, I recommend checking it out for a day at least. You know, just seeing what's there to offer, the dealer's room, the guests, you know, everything. But again, if you're a core convention goer, you know, I wouldn't necessarily put it on my list to go to unless you're literally right there. Another thing is, again, there's not enough content to warrant this convention. You know, like no nighttime or late night stuff really does hurt it, and then the limited space, you know, hurts it even more, because if they had more space, they could do more things. Other things to do, again, you know, it cannot grow at the venue that it's at in the resorts. You know, it's, again, either you're going to have an expansion of the venue, or you're going to have to relocate. because again, there's competition out there, and you know, conventions rise and fall. ComiCon's is the same deal. ComiCon springs up, it does okay, then it starts going downhill, and before you know it, it's gone forever. It just happens. This is the way of life for conventions, basically. If you strive and hit your mark, you'll do good. If you can't even make enough money for next year, then things are just going to start going downhill. With that, though, I do hope they listen to this and to my suggestions. Again, I'm trying to look at this from multiple angles, and this is what I literally came up with. Other than that, folks, that is it for today. That was my thoughts, reviews, and suggestions for ComiConn at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Post down in the comment box if you attended the convention yourself. What did you think about it? Did you agree with some of the points I made, or did you disagree and actually had a good time? Again, post it down there in the comment box. Also, don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you really want to help support the channel, check out my Patreon page. This is Geek Panda here. I'm out. Stay geeky, my friends.